This NFL Picks Week 8 edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up with promo code SGPN to score up to $1,000 in bonus cash. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Get your 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM.
What's going on? This is Dwight Freeney, and you're listening to SGPN.
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog.
Happy week 8, Sean.
Happy week 8 indeed.
Not even halfway through the season.
No, we're not.
Not even.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh.
What's this? What happened? I'm sorry. Was that not supposed to pop up there?
You jumped ahead, Ryan.
Oh my goodness. How embarrassing. Let me turn it off.
Yeah, if you're watching on YouTube.com/sports gambling podcast, sweet. We have it's been a battle. First, it started internally. I put out a memo saying, "Hey guys, let's not be people. We've always been anti-lean, but I made it clear SGPN is a no lean network." Put out a little bounty telling the audience, "Hey, if you hear people on leans, saying leans, posting leans, touting their lean record, if you see something, say something." And we've been hitting people with the Leaning Tower pizza gifts. Also, the lean drink gifts have been a nice. Michael Jackson lean gifts make their way into it, and then Ryan, you got a screenshot of a tout out there touting his historical lean record, and what was it that you commented?
I just said he was first ballot inductee to the Hall of Leans. It was a tremendous lean record over decades. I mean, if you go to this guy's website, he's been around the block for a long time. I mean, longer than Andy Isco, Sean.
Oh wow!
And documents all his leans, his opinions, his strong opinions. At that point, just have 5 stars, 1 through 5.
Yeah.
Anyway. So there's been some friction between us and the internet.
Well, it's funny because, and
this is now two testers I've thrown in the water, right? So I'm chumming the water. I'm seeing what works.
Yeah. What
kind of bait works. And the first one was very accidental. I just made a joke about someone selling leans. Boom. Lots of people like the post. I'm like, hey, this is interesting.
How dare you go after this kid doing the right thing?
Well, that's why it's perfect, because it's 2 things. It's the people that respond saying I'm a jackass.
Yeah.
Like fuck off. And it's the other people who are either responding with the sick ass leaning tower gifts.
Yeah.
Or they're sliding my DMs and telling me something else about that person. Like, yeah, good. Keep up the good work. That guy's a scumbag. So there, a little bit of Robin Hood, a little bit just. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. I fancy myself an intelligent individual. I graduated from Virginia, a technical institute. Granted, it was from a business school, so you can downgrade me for that. Some of the words that have been strung together, that have been said via text on X to me,
people
makes my head hurt.
Defending leans are hilarious. If
for example,
if it's not a pick, then why are you keeping a record?
Part of the thesis here is you're just creating something that is confusing and noise.
The same guy who's selling leans, touting his lean record, also touted his strong opinion record and his opinion record. How are people supposed to figure this out? It's very simple. If someone asks you, "Hey, who do you like in this game?" you are giving out a pick. Now, if If you want to say, I really like this pick, I'm gonna make it a best bet. I'm gonna give it a lock. Like, just don't call it a fucking lean.
We got the cave.
If you don't have an opinion on it, why are you talking about it? Why am I listening to something that you don't have an opinion on? It's binary. Either one team covers or the other team covers. That's the great thing about sports. There's no gray area. Either it's a win or it's a fucking loss.
Yeah. This is what I don't think I've ever read my own words on the podcast before like this, but this is what I wrote. This kind of sums the whole thing up. My battle is with the use of coded ambiguous language designed to confuse the consumer by creating what most would call noise and then documenting it as if it should be received as signal. I truly do not understand. Like, I understand being a tout.
Yeah.
I understand using these tricks. Like, for example, they used to sell half the customer base one pick and the other half of the customer base the other pick. Why?
Now they're just doing it in a different way. Half the customer base gets 4-star plays.
Yeah.
Half the customer base gets 5-star plays on the opposite side, right?
And it's more just you're so into your profession that you don't realize the elements of it that are grifting and exactly why people think you're shady in the first place.
Yes.
It's unreal. Anyway.
Yeah. So we're going to war with leans. Ryan.
Please let me know in the DMs. You want to email me what podcast at sportsgamblingpodcast.com.
Yeah, just keep hitting them with the leaning tower of piece of GIF.
Any lean GIF. It could be dancing leans.
Yeah.
It could be a custom one. I saw, I think it was Weehawk maybe doing some sort of hanging apparatus, making his own lean graphic.
It was amazing. And of course, in honor of leans, we're going to do a merch sale. So 20% off everything in the merch store. If you're watching here live till the end of the night, promo code leans. Ryan, play that, play the lean one more time for the folks.
It feels a little bit like when Coach Prime asked for his theme music. play my damn theme.
Play my damn music. This is possibly, I spent way too long getting this right.
And if we will, we'll make sure we post this on our feed. So if you want to reshare this video, if you want to use it yourself, we'll license it for free. I think if we can do that, we
got to put it out somewhere. Yeah, we're licensing their copyrighted music, but it's in the name of good. Also, a couple updates here on the charity fundraiser. Shout out to everyone who donated. Again, Weehawk was the one who put that charity together. I know they were super excited about everyone that donated. Barking Dog Properties, because we did that parlay, hit that. Shout out to Corey and Barking Dog Properties. They were the highest donor at $1,822. We of course kind of assisted Ryan because we did that parlay.
Sick ass picks.
We hit the parlay that got the flood donations up there. So congrats to Barking Dog Properties, and honestly, everyone who submitted and donated, awesome. I know they're super stoked, and shout out to Weehawk for hooking us up with that charity. A bunch of good people got a bunch of help, so that felt good. Ryan, nice W. We're cleaning up the tout record, reaching out, giving a helping hand. It's all
I like this. We now have a second board member of the community activation team board, Magic Man and Weehawk.
Yes, shout out to Magic Man, friend of the program.
Call to action team.
Yes,
super team.
All right, Ryan. So let's get to it. Let's get to the leans.
You see what they did, Sean?
Oh, you know what? One more note. I completely forgot.
You want to talk about
this.
last week?
Well, we can tout our records, but forgot to mention it, or we're gonna maybe mention it on the recap show. So after our Friday night circus show, we always hang out at Circa. Show wraps around 11 o'clock. Again, feel free to hit us up then. Get some drinks.
We're around.
Yeah, we're around.
You probably will find me at the slot machine.
Ryan's probably at the slot machine. Occasionally hit up the blackjack
I've run into
table.
multiple people at the slot machine.
The slot machine is right next to the VSiN studio, but we're walking around, hanging out, getting drunk. We sat down, Ryan. We're playing blackjack. It's you, me, and some random dude hanging out. Up and down. Nice little run. I think I got pretty down, then kind of clawed my way back to only being down a little.
A working man's breaking even.
While we were there, this guy comes up to us. He slams down on the table $200 chips, gives one to each of us, and he's like, "My name is Sonny. Your guys' show is awesome. It's won me a ton of money. I just want to say thank you. Enjoy this. Let it ride." We're like, holy shit! So shout out to you, Sonny. Didn't need to do that. I tried to be like, no, but then I was like, oh, sweet.
He got
chip.
in. He slammed the chip down.
Yeah.
He made his statement very loud,
It was
very
awesome
gregarious. And then shook our hands and got the fuck out of there.
Yeah, it was
a boss ass move.
Sonny was a legend, and the dealer.
Oh my god, dude! She would have had like sex with both of us.
Yeah, she was starstruck. She's like, "Oh my god!" And then of course the other guy, like,
well, we had just told him about our show.
Yeah,
and then all
of a sudden, some random guy comes by and slams down $200 for chips. And I used it. Blackjack didn't go anywhere with it, but I did hit that $100 parlay from tail of the tape, turned that into 1,300. So I like to think that was the actual $100 that Sonny gave me. So shout out to you, Sonny. Again, you don't obviously need to do that, but it was awesome. And then the guy we were sitting with was like, "Holy shit, I got to check out this podcast."
Yeah, he went from being like, "Oh, cool, you guys got a show."
He thought we were losers, honestly. And then once Sonny came through, he's like, "Holy shit."
The circa really is the perfect place for us to hang out and run into people. I mean, talk about shrinking the Venn diagram.
Yeah, it's right up our wheelhouse.
All right, Sean, you want to at least mention what happened last week?
Yeah, very good week. We both went 9-6. You hit both your locks. I only hit one. I was hemming and hawing. Should have made Denver my other lock. You did hit your tease as well, Ryan.
Let's go.
Nice bounce back week in the circa million picks. 4-1.
Hell yeah.
Chargers couldn't get it done, but damn it, they had so many shots to get that done. I still don't know where that pick went wrong.
Kyler.
Yeah, Kyler with that 44-yard scramble.
Call of Duty bullshit.
Scamper. Yeah.
Fuck you.
Cardinals are a weird team. I have a feeling I'm going to be fading them again
this week.
All right, let's get to the picks. We got a bunch, Ryan, because no buys. So full 16 game slate.
No buys. All being played domestically, Sean. That's important to mention.
Fuck England.
Let's get started with a Sean McVay versus Sean McVay disciple game. We got the Vikings taking on the Los Angeles Rams. Sean, the Rams are catching 3 points at home. There certainly are some 2.5s with some juice out there. 48 is the total, plus 130 for the Rams. Obviously, the Vikings coming off a bit of a I don't want to call it a letdown spot, but certainly a big game and their first loss of the season. By the way, Chiefs. Guess what? Cashes. Chiefs last undefeated team.
Who saw that coming?
I mean, come on. Can we get one? Can we get something?
One fun long shot.
Yeah. So coming into a Thursday night game, obviously you want to start by looking at the home team, and then I noticed that we have a money split disparity. We're greater than 90% of the money is coming in on the Vikings. We have a situation where Cooper Kupp is coming back, which obviously that's going to completely change and activate the offense. And the tremendously horrible play that Matt Stafford has exhibited against pressure this season will be completely changed because Cooper Kupp is the hot route every time.
Yeah.
And so
it's a great way to fight off the Brian Flores blitz is having a guy like Cooper Kupp as your check down hot route guy. Just he's going to suck up a ton of targets. If you listen to the Thursday Night Prop Show, do like Cooper Kupp over receptions, ladder up the receptions. I think this is like a kind of a kitchen sink game for the Rams. And Ryan, I do think this is a letdown spot for the Vikings, right? We see this all the time. Tough division game, short week. You got to go on the road. This is a tough spot, and we buried the lead. Obviously, we're going to be on the Rams because this is a biting kneecap game, courtesy of the biting kneecap trend, courtesy of Noah's dad's friend.
Uncle,
Teams,
maybe.
yeah, there might have been
Just
an
a
uncle in
guy.
there. Yeah, I
Maybe
think it was.
just a
You know
guy.
what? I think it was his uncle. Well, he's probably friends with the dad.
We should know this.
Teams after facing the Lions are 0-4 straight up and 0-4 ATS this season, failing to cover by an average of 26 points per game. So this is a great spot to take the Rams. I know it. Like personally, I'm a little worried about the Rams offensive line, but we also mentioned Sam Darnold is consistent and throwing an interception. He's had 5 in 6 games, spreads them out. It seems like he's got 1 in each game. And we see this all the time where an unbeaten team maybe shouldn't have been unbeaten, gets that first loss. And then all of a sudden it's tough to dig themselves out of the hole. And the trends kind of support that in this situation after week 6. Teams that are undefeated that lost their first game, 32-42 ATS, including 1-3 on Thursday night. Again, there's some other ones out there that are similar, but the idea is, hey, you just had you were undefeated. Now you had the little dose of reality, short week on the road. I think this is a smash spot for the Rams.
Yeah, I mean, the what worries me is how obvious it is.
Well, I don't think it is obvious, Ryan, because of how many people
razor sharp.
No, I mean, look at the public money all over the Vikings. If it was obvious, the betting splits wouldn't be that lopsided.
Something unique that happened last week was the Vikings played from behind for the first time. The defense played without a lead for the first time. And so, yeah, certainly that is the part that I would look to in this game where, okay, so, we got another situation where McVay does know a little something about the offense you run.
Yeah. Kevin O'Connell, former McVay assistant.
And, I kind of like this idea that Cooper Kupp's coming back. I got to imagine. Have you heard him? Have you listened to some of the clips on him talking about the trade rumors? Sounds like he's being a professional about it.
Yeah.
Which tells me he's going to say, I'm eating.
Yeah.
I'm eating big time. Like you said, the ladders are in play all the way up, whether you want to play the receptions. How high did you get on the alt receptions?
I think I gave out 10. I'm pretty sure I put 10 receptions in my.
I said 110 in the yards, but
yeah.
I mean, fuck it, go as high as you want. He's had 148.
And this Rams recently. Defense, while they have their issues, they've also been good at generating turnovers. I think they're going to generate some in this game. They got their cornerback Darius Williams back. That's big for them. Also, as far as like a prop note, Josh Oliver, I think is an interesting play. I'm skeptical. Hawkinson, while he's probably going to be back in play, I don't think he's going to get his full workload. Vikings fan Kyle reached out. He did say take the Vikings, but he also said we were right to take Josh Oliver over Johnny Munt as far as some of the deeper props. And Jahmyr Gibbs, look what he did against this Vikings defense. I wouldn't be surprised if Kyron Williams has a good day. I think this Rams offense is going to be able to move the ball. So I like the Rams and the points, and I think they're live on the money line.
Cosign. Interestingly enough, the opener in May was Rams -3.5.
Value.
Talk about the pendulum swinging hard. All right, let's head over to Sunday, Sean. Tennessee and the Detroit Lions. The Titans catching big number. I've been told this is the biggest dog on the season, plus 11.5, plus 460 on the money line. Lions -570. Very public side. 45 is the total. Titans on a back-to-back road spot, and worth noting, got the sandwich up there, Sean, because
this is a classic sandwich job,
and it's going to apply to the Packers as well because they kind of have similar situations. But man, I said earlier today, what did I say to you? I said the board is it's standing out. It's obvious. Again, not spitting in the gambling gods' faces, just suggesting that I don't necessarily believe in that fairy tale. So I think hard to be on any other side than the Titans. Also, I'm sure you'll have some trends around it's a very small sample size, but this team as a massive favorite not necessarily a position you want to be in.
Yeah, I mean, it's you got to go back to
against the team that can stop the run, which is kind of what they still need to do to make the offense go.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it, Ryan. When have the Lions gotten in trouble? And now, obviously, their offense is playing great, but the couple times they've gotten in trouble is when they haven't been able to run the ball, and Goff throws a million passes, and they kind of get in trouble.
Think about the Bucs game. Why couldn't they convert to touchdowns?
Yeah,
because when the field got smaller.
And they were throwing way too much.
Yeah.
Why did they beat the Vikings? Because Jahmyr Gibbs was able to pound the rock, and they were able to set up the passing game. It's crazy to say it because Goff is playing at a high level, MVP level. Certainly, I would say him and Lamar are the two favorites right now. But I think they need to be able to pound the rock. I don't know if they're going to be able to. And we mentioned this with the Titans Bills, where hey, Titans win the first half. Lions win the game. I think that is in play. I just don't know if Lions are going to get that full 11.5 cover. You got to go back to Barry Sanders in 1996, where the Lions have been this big of a favorite. What do we think they're going to do at quarterback? Is Mason Rudolph going to get the start? It does seem like that's where we're headed.
I love getting the Will Levis practice or didn't practice updates.
Yeah. Now, not that it really matters, but I think it does.
Seems
as far
like they're
as,
out on him, right?
It does. They're going to say they're going to wait another week. I think Mason Rudolph and Will Levis both suck, but Will Levis turns the ball over way too much and creates opportunities for the defense that I think could bust this open and cause, the non-cover to happen for the Titans. And I mean, I'm going to stick to my original handicap. It was a get up spot for Hutchinson after the game, after he got hurt. The game after the game is when you want to fade him. I like this Lions team, but 11.5 is way too much coming off that emotional Vikings game. Before that, it was a emotional Cowboys game. They're dealing with the Jameson Williams suspension. Sounds like he's going to miss 2 games for a PED. Maybe they can delay it a game. Unclear. But if you're Dan Campbell, I would imagine you would want to take hey, if you're going to get screwed, you're going to get screwed. And you mentioned it, the sandwiches. You had the huge game against the Vikings, now
which turned into a crazy game.
You let
them back into it.
Very draining. Now you have the Titans at home. You're much better than, and you're looking ahead to the Packers next week. This is the ultimate sandwich spot. So you got to take the Titans.
So many points, right? And again, I think they're the idea that the Titans have the number 1 adjusted line yards on defense. So this is the toughest matchup Detroit's had. I certainly, we're back on the Titans.
They have not been good.
Here we go.
They have not been good ATS, but they did. We were against them last week, so that was smart of us, Ryan.
And unfortunately, I do think this is going to be one of those letdown spots. Big time.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of a sleepy spot. Maybe they're so good they can get there late, but I think especially if it's Mason Rudolph, he won't get some pick sixes. Pollard will get you enough, enough on the ground to keep things interesting. Obviously, the Titans haven't even mentioned. Titans did trade DeAndre Hopkins to the Chiefs.
D-Hop could be bad vibes. I'm willing to put that idea out there.
Yeah, their offense is probably going to suck regardless.
Sean, SGP Diddy wants to know, Lions and Survivor a bad idea?
I guess I would always have to compare and see what other teams you got left. I think this is a spot for the Broncos in Survivor, and you're probably not going to get a Broncos being a double-digit favorite. I would imagine for the rest of the season.
This feels like upset alert for the Lions, if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah, normally you should be fine. The only thing that's scaring me away is the sandwich spot. But I would say
early kick too.
I would say I actually like the Broncos better in the Survivor, and I'm assuming you have the Broncos. But
I'm saying the Lions could lose, so I'm saying that maybe I wouldn't play it because I'd be worried.
Okay, P Diddy said he used the Broncos last week.
Oh wow, he already got that was an Onions play.
So Ryan, if not the Broncos, if not the Lions, what are we recommending for Survivor here?
Oh, it's. are you scared off of the Steelers?
No, I'm not, because
Okay.
the Daniel Jones is horrific in prime time, and Andrew Thomas is
He's
bad.
not playing.
The Andrew Thomas situation is bad. So I think Steelers
Well, he's out
are,
for the year.
Yeah.
All right. Moving along, game 2, which by the way, 8 games in the early window, Sean, on Sunday. So God's eye will be all the way going. We'll see how the configuration works. Maybe we go red zone on the big screen. Maybe Sean decides he wants to watch the Bengals, Eagles, Ravens, Browns. Oh man, this is a moment I've been looking forward to for a long time, since we started talking about this NFL season, Sean.
Yeah.
They finally are freeing Jameis. The Browns catching a full 9 points, plus 368 on the money line. 44.5 is the total. Ravens on a back-to-back road spot, short week off Monday night, and catching all the money.
What could go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong here? I even had the knife next to the Browns. Could be a sharp side this week, because people like me understand what Jameis is going to bring to the huddle. The entire team is going to raise their level.
No, I mean,
I'm going to be so disappointed if Jameis sucks.
I'm on the Browns. This is Jameis's one game. I'm looking to play him here, and then probably the Jameis dream might come crashing down
What's
to
your
reality.
take on the Ken Dorsey situation?
That's weird. They Kevin Stefanski demoted himself out of play calling, but I appreciate it. I don't think the play calling was the issue. I think Deshaun Watson was the issue. I think players not playing for Deshaun Watson. Shout out to Brad Ward, All Eyes on Cleveland, or Cleveland Insider. Check out his Cleveland Browns podcast. He was saying, like, watching the all 22, that a lot of these receivers weren't running routes, were like really half-assing it. And you saw a spark when Jameis was in the game. I think he's going to give us another spark. There's still some players on that defense that I think can keep this interesting. The Browns, as much as they've sucked, I think the defense will play a little better. Knowing that you have a chance to score points makes your job better on defense. And it's not as easy to run it down the Browns' throat as you would think. You remember Saquon Barkley; he had an okay game. I think there will be some opportunities to take some shots, but it's really, you got to have a number one receiver. With Zay Flowers dealing with an ankle injury, did not practice. I could see this game getting pretty ugly pretty easily. Kevin Stefanski chimed in on Jameis, quote, "He leads in his own way. It's different. He's in here early. I can confirm that." No idea what that means. They did get one of their better offensive linemen, Wyatt Teller, back. That's huge for them. So I was always going to take the Browns, and Jameis coming back from his first start. Cedric Tillman becomes a viable threat. David Njoku is interesting.
I was watching Nick Chubb at practice.
Yeah, Nick Chubb.
Game 2.
Maybe he didn't have a great game last game, but maybe game 2 he shakes off a little rust, gets up for this game. This is the Browns Super Bowl. Is the other thing, right? Like, if you're a Cleveland Browns player, fan, what else are you looking forward to in the season right now?
I mean, again, yeah, there's got to be a little bit of a, you would imagine there's got to be a bump. It's a divisional foe. You have whatever city beef there is. And then, yeah, I mean, it's the Ravens. So I don't think you need much at all to start with. It's a big number. They should have covered last week. The opening kickoff return for a touchdown certainly, certainly had something to do with the outcome of the game. And you saw what happened when Jameis got in the game. It was a different team. What they were doing. At some point we're going to find out that there was a deal in place that was contingent on the game, like basically them getting through the game healthy.
Well, no,
and they didn't get healthy, and that was it.
Supposedly, according to reports, they did wanted to get a more serious look at DTR, because maybe there's a small chance DTR is a young quarterback you can build around. I don't think anyone looks at Jameis as like, hey, he's the hope for the future. I would imagine they know that he's the better quarterback, but when you've come to the reality that Deshaun Watson, and poor choice of words there, but you realize Deshaun Watson is not your future. Maybe they're finally dealing with that reality. You go, okay, who's a young quarterback we can build around? Probably not DTR, but maybe we should see just in case.
There was the story basically that he was going to play in the game regardless.
Yeah.
And maybe it's the opposite. Maybe they wanted to showcase him a little bit to maybe trade him.
Could be. But I would think
it seems to me like they must have had at least close to a deal with Jameis. I just can't. I mean, this team is going to look so good. Remember when Flacco started playing and all of a sudden they were good?
I don't know if he's.
Is that what this is?
I don't know if he's quite Flacco, but for this game,
excuse me, he's literally Black Flacco.
For this,
he's the yin
Joe,
to the yang.
Ryan, you just ignored an amazing nickname, Joe Blacko.
Oh, Joe Blacko.
Yeah, come on, Jameis Winston, Joe Blacko. Let's go. All right, hey.
Wait, last thing.
Yes,
and this is from when Jameis was on PMT. This is from Jameis's mouth.
Yeah.
The first 4 letters of my name spells out wins. Fucking love this guy. He's so inspirational.
Oh, amazing. You know what else is amazing? BetUS, baby. Just cashed in on a couple nice plays over on BetUS earlier this week. And yeah, it's great. Easy withdrawals on a cryptocurrency. Always deposit withdrawal over on cryptocurrency. BetUS makes it super fast, super easy, and they just announced they are running a ton of promos, ton of deals between now and and Halloween. So daily promos, a raffle entry to win a sports or casino prize pack that they're giving away on October 31st. Besides the daily deals, you can enter multiple times. Every $200 deposit between now and then gets you an entry. So plenty of ways to win on BetUS. Besides the great selection of games, props, hit up the customer service if your props aren't on. And of course, go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/BetUS, America's favorite sportsbook, 30+ years. Sportsgamblingpodcast.com/BetUS, promo code SGPN. So they know we sent you. BetUS, America's favorite sportsbook.
Sean,
yes.
Dick Puncher wants to know if you can withdraw in some sort of obscure token.
I don't. I know they have a decent selection of tokens. I don't know. I don't know all the crypto.
Just be normal. So you don't.
Yeah, I always just do Bitcoin. Very, very easy to deposit, withdraw with Bitcoin.
Fucking boomer.
Cash App, Venmo, ETH is also very easy.
Oh, yeah.
Those are the 2 I would use. And also, side note: if you're in crypto, don't put your crypto on an exchange. Get your own crypto wallet.
Look at this. Just helping people out. I mean, people might have been leaning towards putting their money on an exchange. Game number 3 in the early window, Sean. We're talking green. The other side of that sandwich spot that we were just discussing with Detroit. It's the Green Bay Packers down in Jacksonville. I feel like this game has been weird for the Packers a couple times when Aaron Rodgers was the quarterback. Packers laying 4 on the road here, -195 on the money line. Jags +173. 49.5 is the total. Everyone's betting the Packers. Everyone's betting the wrong side of the sandwich spot both ways. It's like they're screwing up 2 times.
This one isn't as easy as a fade for me.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because I mean, this is certainly Packers are a non-conference road favorite. Certainly they have a look ahead spot that is concerning. But then you have the other side where the Jags just let Drake May carve them up. They did everything they could to mess that up. They're dealing with a coach that's on incredibly thin ice. Matt LaFleur has been pretty good ATS overall. Yeah, I don't know. This feels like an incredibly good matchup for the Green Bay Packers with a Jags offense that I think is really going to struggle mightily against the Packers.
Are we
defense.
sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
So I'm pretty sure. I didn't dive into all the numbers, but I think that the Jags defense poses somewhat of a risk being man coverage for Jordan Love. I know he performs better against zone. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
And
Packers just kept. The Packers just kept the Texans under 100 passing yards. Now,
let's look at what CJ Stroud's done this year. He's not exactly lighting anyone up, and especially with no Nico Collins.
I think you can run on the Packers, but I don't I don't know if the Jags will be able to do that.
I mean, we just saw it. Trevor Lawrence is kind of shredding lately.
Yeah, against the Patriots, he looked horrible against the Bears, right? In a place where they should have had an advantage, and they looked horrible in that first quarter. Like, the only reason the Jags won and covered that game was, as we identified when the schedule came out, it was a back-to-back London spot. It was always an auto play. This team is still in auto fade. I mean, dare I bring up, Trevor Lawrence's record the past 15 games?
That's what everyone thinks, and
Yes.
I agree with you, and that's why we got a zag here. Could it be a thermometer game?
No.
Temperatures expected to feel like it will be in the high 80s.
I'm on the Packers here.
Really?
Yeah, I think if you're taking the Jags, you're getting too cute.
I'm getting very cute this week. So many dogs on my card.
There you go.
Home teams, dogs, big dogs. We're dogging it up this week.
Oh, there's a lot of dogs I like, but Jacksonville is not one of them.
Public sides that we've marked on our sheet, Sean, over the last 2 weeks. Public sides that we've marked
crushed
on our sheet over the last 2 weeks. 15-4 ATS.
Yes,
regression is coming.
It might, but it might not in this game. I'm not a market weaving.
Here's my prediction: a Jordan Love interception ladder will be in play. Play it 1, 2, maybe even 3 if you're gonna get wild.
As Dick Puncher points out, Jacksonville secondary is legit garbage. They are coming back from London, although they've done okay in that spot.
7-3-1, I believe, them coming back from London.
But that was when they had better teams. I think.
That's fair. I did use a lot of data there.
Yeah.
Some might be. You're telling me the team from 10 years ago is not relevant?
Well, they were
Trevor Lawrence.
they were probably catching a way bigger number.
Yeah,
and they didn't have Doug P, who has completely lost. I mean, Ryan, do you remember Doug Peterson when they were up 15 and could have kicked a field goal to ice that Patriots game, and instead they went for it on 4th and 1? Essentially, the only thing they could do to give the Patriots a chance to backdoor that was to go for it on 4th down and not get it. Almost every other outcome would have been much better. The game call, like the game management, it's horrible. I'm not taking Jags right now. Jags are an auto fade.
Okay. This is I'm willing to admit this is my too cute play of the week.
It's a little too cute.
Game number 4, Indy heading to Houston. Always gets wild and wacky when the Texans and the Colts get together. Colts catching a full 5 here, plus 197 on the money line. 46 is the total. I mean, money coming in on the Texans, 79%. Texans have the Thursday night football game in the future here. All right. So the flow chart would tell you to take the Colts.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is a Colts game every which way. Now, I know you can look at the thing that's making this scary, the thing that is giving you a little hesitation of putting the mortgage on it.
What is that?
This is me taking a pile of
coming
money
at the camera. Whoa.
And handing it over to Peggy over at the Circa there, saying, "Take all my money." The only thing that's scary is Anthony Richardson turning the ball over against this Texans defense.
They just started running the ball though. It's good. It's perfect strategy. Run him, and if he gets hurt, then Joe Flacco comes in. No,
it is kind of a sweet spot. You know, normally you worry, like if Jaden Daniels is playing, if he gets knocked out of the game, you got Marcus Mariota. Now Mariota did look good against the Panthers. We'll get to that, but I think Joe Flacco is an incredible backup if Anthony Richardson gets knocked out of the game. And Ryan, Anthony Richardson, how many good games has he had this season? 1. He was at home in a dome against the Texans. Yeah. He knows how to play the Texans. I'm not going to try to explain it. He had 9 passes completed for 212 yards. He looked good running the ball against them. I think he realizes he has to run the ball. Shane Steichen, I think, is doing a good job coaching this team up. And you pointed it out. Since 2013, the Colts are 10-1-1 ATS on the road in Houston. I just think this is. I mean, these are some of the people. The only against the spread loss was Matt Ryan, and I think that was when they tied. I know because we had the Texans money line in a crazy round robin. I still cashed, but it would have been major.
We also had the Texans to win the division in that crazy division parlay.
So here are some of the people that have covered: Luck, Brissett, and Phillip Rivers, Anthony Richardson, Carson Wentz, Matt Hasselbeck. So
it's comical.
It's just something about this Texans team, and I'm a little skeptical of the Texans as a big favorite. Lastly, and really, besides the historic stuff, Anthony Richardson, decent matchup. The real reason why I'm on this is, Ryan, how do you beat the Texans? Stop the run.
Stop the run.
Slow down Joe Mixon. Although Packers had an interesting strategy where they let him run wild and then did get the win, not the cover. DeForest Buckner is back for the Colts.
Back.
That's huge. Jonathan Taylor is back for the Colts. So you got a healthy, motivated team with the Colts going in a division game, catching 5 points. This is Colts all day.
You know who's not back? Nico Collins.
Yes.
You know
Nico
what Nico Collins
was the guy
did last time they played? 8 for 117. The time before, I'm sorry, 9 for 195. Before that, 8 for 117. Before that, 9 for 146. So probably going to miss him. And I'll say this: CJ Stroud having a big step back. Maybe next time he bumps into Caleb Williams will need to give him some words of wisdom.
Yeah, I guess that would have to happen in the Super Bowl, but we'll see. Stay tuned.
Yeah, look, five straight dogs. That's what we're doing.
Ryan, what happened to your strategy of favorites only?
I'm just fading the public. Hard fade of the public.
Public has dominated last 2 weeks.
Also, again, I sat down and you start going through the games and it's like, well, all right, well, I'm going to be on this side. I guess.
No, and for me, it's
next
not.
One.
I try not to get sucked up too much into this is public, this is private, that pros versus Joe's sides. But I mean, I just try and look at the game, the matchups, the situation.
That's my point, though. Like the spots.
They match.
The spots are there without knowing the money splits because of. They're just. It feels like a contrarian weekend potentially. Anyway, Game 5, Arizona, Miami. The Dolphins, they get their quarterback back, Sean.
Hell yeah.
Tua said, "Get off my back. It's my brain. If I want to play, I'm gonna play.
My brain, my choice."
They're laying 3.5 here. I mean, it is a ridiculous thing, and it is kind of the same thing. Why are the politicians not talking about this? -3.5, -180 for the Dolphins.
We got to do a fake commercial like, the liberal politicians want football canceled, and then it's Tua saying like, "Hey, what I do between my brain and my body, it's my choice."
With all due respect,
yeah. I love how they asked, "Hey, are you wearing a Guardian cap?" And he basically said, "No, he thinks it looks dorky." He didn't really say that, but he's like, "Nah, I'm good."
In fairness,
that's the thing. It's like the people who argue against like, "Oh, they didn't know what they're doing." All the concussions are bad. We can agree on that. I think for the most part,
lying to the players about them probably also bad.
But now that the players know, are there a lot of players opting out?
Well,
of playing in the NFL,
because this is the whole thing. Of course, you trade the risk.
They're safer, and there's some checks and balances at least. But these guys want to play ball. Let them play ball.
Everyone's got their ideas until they're tested. Pandemic did that to a lot of people. Anyway, Cardinals coming off Monday Night Football, catching the 3.5. Sean, Tua's back. This Cardinals team seems very hot and cold. And considering how they play and how they won that last game, and they seem to be up for that game for some reason in my mind.
I don't know. I didn't get that sense. I got a sense.
Kyler.
Well,
did.
It was weird.
Kyler was like the way that Kyler responded to him scoring that touchdown just made me think that something else was going on. Because Kyler doesn't respond like that all the time.
It was weird. To your point, like their defensive line, I thought was playing a lot better. Defense in general,
where'd that come from?
Was kind of up for it, and then Kyler had that scamper. But it was a weird game too. Like there was, I think, 3 fumbles that the Chargers had that they didn't recover. Where that Jalen Reagor should have been a touchdown. That interception where the big man's returning it, fumbled back to the Arizona. Like they had a horseshoe up their ass in that game.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm not going to be the Chargers was the right side, but there was an incredible amount.
Chargers was the right side
of lucky breaks. There was that picked up, defensive holding call that was kind of annoying there. So I don't know. And obviously the Chargers not having any sort of, Herbert threw for like over 300 yards.
Yeah. Remember the ladder we talked about?
Yeah.
On the
nice
show,
cash
on
round.
this show.
So here for me, it's a simple formula. You bet on the Dolphins. Here are when you bet on the Dolphins early in the season, September, October, early November before it gets cold at home. If Tua is playing with Mike McDaniel, this checks all those boxes.
Is it cold?
No, it's not cold.
83 degrees.
83, perfect weather. I know there is some numbers about quarterbacks coming back from concussions, not being quite as sharp, but he's been off for a really long time. I think those numbers are based off a guy taking a week off, maybe a week and a half. The guy took like a vacation.
I would discard there's definitely not enough data to have any sort of real take on if like how to measure the performance. And to your point, he took extended leave.
Yeah. And this to me, I don't know what it is. Mike McDaniel cannot draw up a game plan with a backup quarterback. You saw Tyreek Hill pounding the table saying, "Start me in fantasy." Like he's saying that because he knows he's going to have a great run here. Arizona with Kyler, limited sample size, but hasn't done well on short rest on the road. I think this -3.5 is just because there's some concern about Tua shaking the cobwebs out of his brain and not looking sharp. I think this is a smash spot for the Dolphins, though. Love them here. Smash. I think this is going to be like the Green Bay game where you see like, oh, okay, this Arizona defense on the road against a team that can throw the ball. They just have no answers for them.
Yeah, it does seem like we're gonna like Dolphins in DFS this weekend gonna be very popular. The Arizona defense, I think, will be the featured conversation after this game. They're gonna look really bad again. That's the prediction. First favorite on the card. -3.5 is lock potential. Sean, what do you think? Well, you can see it in front of you, but this was 6 when the season openers came out.
No, and
so let's Cardinals got upgraded a little bit, I guess.
Yeah, just look at the talent on the offensive side; it's crazy.
Yeah, and if it's a shootout, do you trust that the Cardinals are going to be able to keep pace on the road? Maybe, but hot cold. They just had a pop. And you mentioned it, but it was a completely false outcome. We were on the right side.
I'll take it.
Atlanta, Tampa, hate week part 2, Sean. Although I think isn't that New Orleans, and it gets so confusing down there in the NFC South. Tampa coming off the Monday night game, tough one, lost both Godwin and Evans. Now they're catching 2.5 points at home against the Falcons.
Sorry, Ryan, real quick. One more nugget on that last game. Courtesy of the chat. And I think it's Trevor, who is a
Thanks
Cardinals
for interrupting chat.
When was the last time the Cardinals won back-to-back games, Ryan?
I'm sure it wasn't this season.
No.
2020.
December 5th, 2021. That's the last time the Cardinals won a second straight game. Since then, they've been 11-34. No back-to-back wins. Another great angle.
Smash. Hot cold.
Yeah.
We're on the literally sitting on the spear,
game.
the tip of the spear. All right. Atlanta is laying the 2.5 in Tampa, -140 on the money line. 46 is the total. I mean, so the Bucks obviously on short rest, cluster injury with 2 critical players in the receiving core. But I do not buy the 4 to 5 point move on the look ahead based on these players.
Yeah.
They like McMillan. They repeatedly brought up Trey Palmer this preseason leading up to this season when people brought up McMillan, they're like, yeah, also Trey Palmer. And Baker brought his boy in from Oklahoma, his college boy, Sterling Shepard.
Yeah.
They have also now doubled down on that, Sean, if you didn't hear the take, where I don't know if they're trading for, people are doing the whole NBA speculation, like the Bucks got to trade for a receiver. Well, they kind of alluded to the fact that they got guys here that they believe in. So sure. Are you going to miss Mike Evans and Chris Godwin a little bit? Yeah. But it's too much. And let me be the first to say, Bucks is a great teaser leg.
Oh, you stole my line, right?
I know.
But yeah, this is a nice revenge spot for the Bucks at home after losing that tough game in OT against the Falcons. Obviously, Falcons off a loss. They have the extra day of rest. That's kind of why you would like the Falcons. Just laying the 2.5 just feels wrong here.
Get pressure. Baker will have time.
Yeah.
These receivers will get open. That first game, McMillan got open.
Oh my God. They had plenty. I mean, they carved them up and down the field. Now you're at home. You're in a motivated
Shepard
spot.
Can still get open.
And teams coming off a Monday night, staying at home, that is a decent spot for them. ATS, I think, especially as a dog. Obviously Baker posted that clip of him just whipping in a Zin probably on the sideline. That was awesome. Shout out to you, Baker. The Bucks defense kind of concerning, but this is a division game. I hope they get up. But I think they're going to be able to. Their offense is going to be able to figure it out without Godwin and Evans.
What's concerning about the Bucks defense? How they've played?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean,
I think that the idea that they can slow down the run, and we know what happens when this style of offense, when you can slow down the run, you're going to create problems. And what have we seen with Kirk Cousins when when the running game gets jammed up a bit and there's a little bit of pressure in his face? He looks like one of those Lego statues getting thrown down the stairs.
He does have a Lego arm release, right?
It's an unreal. We have some really hilarious quarterbacks the way they take sacks. Whether it's Jared Goff just like turning into a piece of slime, or Kirk Cousins looking like he's getting smashed into a million pieces.
Ryan, I buried the lead.
What's that?
The Bucks are going to be wearing the creamsicle jerseys.
Yep.
So if you want to bet against the Bucks in those creamsicle jerseys, good luck. Good luck.
Back-to-back jersey notes.
Yes.
Because now I'm with you. I'm on the Bucks. Like I said, great teaser. Like you take the 2.5, you don't lay it, Sean. Speaking of jerseys, the Bengals are wearing the all whites ? Is this like they have to create secondary ways to get themselves up for a game? That's like taking that blue pill before you go have sex. The Eagles catching 2 points, plus 115 on the money line. 48 is the total. Back-to-back road spot for the Eagles. I assume they took a bus back to Philly and then got on a plane, and will take the plane to Cincinnati. I did mark the Bengals as a sharp side, Sean.
Really? Why?
Because the sharps seem to be the swimming around that Bengal tiger in the sea. Tell me why you're on the Eagles, Sean.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a really good spot, really good matchup, really good opportunity for the Eagles. I think if the Eagles can, and they've kind of come out of the bye week with an emphasis on pounding the rock, including the introduction of a fullback. They converted Ben Van Summeren, linebacker. They won't even. I was trying to get
what's the price?
I was trying to get his snap count, but they wouldn't even. They didn't have no one I could find his number of snaps. I think.
Wait, well, let's see. I'll help you. I can get that number.
I'm pretty sure it was 6 snaps. I know he was involved in 6 runs that generated 50+ yards. Like he was key in springing Saquon Barkley. Now, obviously the Eagles left tackle is out. Jordan Mailata for a couple games there. Right guard Mekhi Becton probably going to be out with a concussion. I'm not worried that much about Becton. Fred Johnson, the left tackle, did a serviceable job filling in, but he has some issues in pass protection. He is very good though in running the ball. And the Eagles have gone back to a simplified offense of pound the rock with Saquon Barkley. If you want to put the defense in single high safety, AJ Brown is going to fucking eat. It's very simple. It's very basic, but it's very hard for teams to beat. Cincinnati 30th in rush defensive EPA, 20th in defensive rush DVOA. However you want to look at it, the Eagles will be able to run the ball against the Bengals. If the Eagles can run the ball, play clean football like they have the past couple games, they're going to get out of here with a win. On the other side of the ball, defensive line got some confidence, sacking Danny Dimes 8 times. I think you can get to Joe Burrow. There's been some moments where the secondary has had some issues, but a lot of that has come when either Avonte Maddox has been out on the field or they're down to a second or third string safety member. Right now, all their, Cooper DeJean is starting in the nickel. He's done a good job. Quinyon Mitchell has looked very impressive for a rookie. Darius Slay. Then you got Reed Blankenship and of course CJ GJ. I think the secondary is getting more shit than it actually deserves. I think the secondary will keep them in the game. Obviously, Jamar Chase and T Higgins are tough to completely lock down, but especially if they get some points in the first quarter, which seems to be their big issue right now. I think they're going to be cruising. I think you can run the ball on this Bengals team. That's what you need to do to win the game. Go Birds.
Whew. I could talk myself into both sides of this game.
Well, I mean, look at how the Bengals have looked. They look like dog shit against the Giants. They look like dog shit against the Browns. Really 2 fluke plays. So Ryan, if Joe Burrow doesn't break that scramble, if the Bengals don't return that kick for a touchdown, what are we looking at with this Bengals team?
I agree. I think that's why I'm hesitant, because my initial thought is, okay, ignore your bias towards how bad the Bengals defense is. They did get some players back, the defensive line.
Yeah. Hendrickson against, Hendrickson, if he's going to be going up against Fred Johnson, that's a bad matchup, but they can bring in Calcaterra and have him chip on him and slow him down, because you can still have AJ Brown beating anyone in that fucking secondary.
Well, I think the bigger matchup that they should exploit, just like they did last year, is just hand the ball off, or last week.
Yeah.
And so I guess I have to take the Eagles. I don't know if I'll add it to a teaser leg, but I think I have to take the Eagles. Yeah. Just this Bengals defense, they've shown a little bit up front lately, but yeah, I don't know. I think I think the Eagles should be able to run the ball here.
Yeah, if the Eagles
nothing has changed that should get me off my take that the Bengals defense is trash. All right, and to your point, the Bengals looked worse against the Giants and Browns marginally than the Bengals over the last 2 weeks.
The Eagles, you mean?
Yes, the Eagles. All right. Game number 8 in the early window. Jets, Patriots. This is, if we have to put a game on a quad box, Sean, this probably is it, right? Jets laying 7 here, -310 on the money line. Somehow people are going back to the window for Aaron Rodgers and the Jets.
7-point road division favorite. Give me those Jets Jets.
Even though they're 2-5 ATS,
yeah,
they're on a back-to-back road spot. Devontae Adams is whining about the
no juice in this team.
Juice.
He had the nerve to be like, "This is the problem with this team all year." Dude, you got it last week.
They're calling out the defense.
Gerard Mayo, I forgot we were doing the Jets are dysfunctional because the Pats are equally dysfunctional.
They're both calling out each other.
Yeah, I mean, it's just both these teams' vibes are at rock fucking bottom. The case for me is Drake May look good. Drake May look pretty sharp. Now, granted, to me, it's against a suspect Jags secondary, and he's going to have pretty favorable matchups because Sauce Gardner will be out there, but Sauce Gardner can only guard one guy. The rest of the Jets secondary is incredibly banged up. I mean,
cluster injury.
Yeah, they made. How many yards did Russell Wilson throw for? And he looked pretty rough pretty early. I think you can throw on this Jets defense, and let's be honest, there's a lot of quit in this Jets team right now. It's
quitting both. It
permeates. Well, and the Pats as well.
Pats are also coming back from
from London, and teams have looked okay on that. I think this is, I'm going to call this similar to the Browns game. It's a little tough to call, or it's a little tough to compare, but I think this is a Patriots Super Bowl, right? You have,
but the coach, I don't know.
The coach called you soft. I think they get up for one game against a team that previously embarrassed them.
But Belichick came and defended the players.
Yeah. No,
it's a very odd situation.
Ryan, if
Jets have Thursday night football ahead.
Can I use my lean card here? Ryan, give me the lean. Hit the lean gift. Come on.
All right. Bring it. Oh no, there it is.
Can't wait to get the copyright notice from them franchise boys.
You think they got one of those?
I'm sure.
Yeah,
sure we'll be
they don't own their own music. Yeah. So all right.
No, I mean the case.
Hassan Reddick's gonna play.
Yeah. Will he be 100%? I can't imagine. He doesn't strike me as a guy who's in game shape.
Here's what I'll say. I think I disagree with you. This feels like a trap.
Okay.
I'm betting that the quit happens for the Patriots way more than it happens for the Jets.
Sure. And I understand that. I think, to me, the fact that they're at home with a quarterback that has some hope, it to me is like the again, if I was that tower,
the Jets aren't
if I was
dead.
that tower, I would rattle over there. But Ryan,
the Jets aren't dead.
Tell that to the Jets. I mean, that was a lay down spot in prime time, and they keep having these massive get up games and Thursday night. And
I'm just saying they're still alive. Like, they're not out.
Tell that to their body language, Ryan.
Maybe this might be my not the first one was too cute. This one might be my donkey play.
Lane Gretzky saying, no way we cover a touchdown on the road right now. We look horrible. Sauce also doesn't shadow guys. FY. Yeah, I guess I just meant like he can't solve all the secondary issues. He can only be, on a route. It's not like he can guard everyone.
I just worry that they
I would just tell Drake May when you go up to your pre-snap read, where's Sauce Gardner? Don't throw it near that area.
I think they could maybe confuse Drake May a little bit. So I think he's looked okay, but if I had to bet,
couldn't confuse Russell Wilson.
Russ could be back.
He could be back. Hey,
yes.
You know what else is back? Underdog Fantasy. Use that promo code SGPN. Boostober. Right. I've been stacking up some nice wins here I've been dabbling with the NBA because Boostober, you get a 20% profit boost every NBA pick'em entry. Stacked a nice little. We hit a nice one from our NBA preview episode.
Oh yeah,
we got a World Series preview. If you like baseball, tune in for that. But obviously, we're here to talk about the National Football League. Kramer, I think our sweet spot is a 2-pick entry. We've broken down a decent amount of games. What is jumping out at you that you want to get down for Underdog?
Let's not do Thursday. Let's wait to Sunday. Let's pull up this. What do they have in this Tampa game? Let's examine.
Okay.
They have K. We're just going to put K dot in receiving yards right in there.
What is his number?
47 and a half.
Oh my God.
He's going to be a big part of this. We didn't really mention him when we were talking the game, but
yeah, with no Godwin and Evans, he's going to be huge.
He's one of the targets that Baker trusts, and it's a good matchup against the Falcons. Did we mention they don't get any pressure? All right, your turn.
Well, I like something from the Dolphins offense. I guess for me it's tough because I think they're all could eat, right? Like maybe it's tough to identify.
It's Tyreek. He said start him.
All right. What is how high will they make it? Because
27 and a half longest reception. You want to just do that?
Or do we do 81 and a half lower? Like this guy's definitely getting 100 yards against this Cardinals defense. Yeah, higher.
Yeah, either one.
What would you rather? I'd say total, just because.
He's gonna have like a 160 yard game.
All right, so Tyreek Hill higher, 81 and a half receiving yards. K. Dotton higher, 47 and a half receiving yards. see if I have any profit boosts. I do.
Oh, what's this?
Nice little play over here. And of course, get your profit boost, get your sweet deposit bonus. Go to underdogfantasy.com, use the promo code SGPN, 50% deposit match up to $1,000.
So the Jets -7 on the road was my second favorite of the week.
Is that a good teaser leg, Ryan?
Yeah, I think it
really?
is.
Okay.
It seems
I'm not
like
going to push that back. I'm not going to push super hard back on the Pats.
I think this is a little bit TMZ, but it does seem like there is a lot of smoke around. Maybe we were right about Gerard Mayo not being ready for the job.
Well, there's rumors that he's on the hot seat.
Yeah, that's
which
what
is
I mean.
Hilarious.
So if he's losing the team, that worries me more.
But is Olbrich losing the team?
I think the idea that Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams said some shit out loud.
They don't. I don't know. I don't see a Jets team that responds to Aaron Rodgers.
It's a fair critique. I'm just saying. I would bet on them to respond over this Patriots team.
Okay.
Unless Belichick's going back in there, but we all know he's busy secretly coaching Navy.
Yeah, there's a rumor he's coaching Navy secretly, and that's why they're so
this
good.
is so great.
Love it.
All right, let's move along to the late afternoon or early afternoon or wherever you are. 105 on in our local time, Sean, West Coast time. Buffalo, the Bills, they head to Seattle to take on the Seahawks. This is a weird spot. Jersey, it's gonna be a cool Jersey game. Bills are catching the more of the bets, 76% of the action. -3 here in the road spot, -155 on the money line, +136 for the Seahawks. 47 is the total. Bills are good. We're hearing about Josh Allen in the MVP race.
Yeah,
it does seem like it's a Lamar, Josh Allen, maybe Jared Goff conversation at this point.
Maybe a Bills look ahead spot to Dolphins ahead division game.
Maybe just in general, it's a road non-conference game.
Yeah. You have to be pretty good to warrant covering as a non-conference road favorite, but the Bills are pretty good. I mean, got Amari Cooper, a little bit of a slow start to that sleepy start against the Titans, as we kind of predicted, ultimately pulled away late. And it feels like that could be the situation here as well, where, hey, maybe they struggle a little bit. There's a couple matchups that favor the Seahawks. Obviously, we've talked about the pass catching running backs against the Bills defense. Kenneth Walker getting loose in receiving yards. That could be interesting. But DK Metcalf dealing with that knee issue. If I had to guess, I think he might not play. This offense is just not the same without DK Metcalf. I understand Seattle historically is an interesting home dog. I get that. But Josh Allen, you know, they've had some struggles in offensively, but now I think with Amari Cooper, that is at least someone who can consistently get open. And it sounds crazy, but Ray Davis, the emergence of Ray Davis, I think is big for this offense. He's physical. He initiates contact. The story about Ray Davis is awesome. Apparently he grew up homeless. It's a very heartfelt story of literally just the hungriest guy alive running for his future, which is it's an awesome story. I want to root for Ray Davis to have a big game, and Josh Allen playing clean football. I think they're kind of tough to go against. The DK Metcalf injury has me on the Bills.
Sean, how many interceptions has Josh Allen thrown this year? Zero.
Yeah. I mean,
does feel like he's due.
You could say he's due, which I get.
Why did we like the Seahawks last week against Atlanta?
Because they have no pass rush.
And we thought with Geno with time
in a dome with DK Metcalf was good.
And now, I'm with you. Also worth noting, the Bills are going to take away those explosive plays. So they're going to force Geno to matriculate the ball down the field, which
that's how you beat him.
When the running game's not working, which it might not, because Buffalo's 7th line yards on the defensive side against Seattle's poorest 25th on the offensive side. If that doesn't work, Geno, this could be a bad Geno game. This could be a Geno multiple interception game. We might have a little interception parlay on the prop show tomorrow, Sean. I've been I realize I haven't done one of those all season, so maybe we do.
Well, we gave one out for Thursday night. Both.
No,
guys
I know, but maybe a little 5 leg. We round robin it or something fun.
All right.
So yeah, I think you got to be on the Bills here. Also, the Bills. I mean, coming back to your question about the look ahead spot, I don't think it is. I strangely don't think it, even though it's a weird non-conference road spot.
Bills are pretty good with that stuff.
Maybe I'm being naive. Next up, the second 105 kick here on the West Coast. The Saints off Thursday Night Football. They're heading to LA to take on the Chargers, who are off Monday Night Football. Sean, this situation has happened twice this season already, where you have a team coming off Monday Night Football taking on a team coming off Thursday Night Football. Why they allow this to happen, how the AI can't figure this out is beyond me. It's a tremendous disadvantage to the team coming off Monday Night Football. The Saints are catching 7.5 points here on the road, plus 293 on the money line. Chargers minus 345. 40.5 is the total. As gross as it seems, the Saints are getting most of their injured players back, including, I believe, Taysom Hill has a chance to play this week.
Yeah,
but
Chris
more
Olave
importantly,
probably could go.
The offensive lineman. So you're going to get a bump in quarterback performance, even if it's not Derek Carr, which I don't think it's going to be.
Oh no, it's Spencer Rattler.
And on the other side of the ball, the Chargers, I don't really like the idea of fading them in this spot at all. But
it's a close your eyes special.
It's a close your eyes special.
Yeah, easy enough, right? What do you mean by your weird noises over there?
Wait, why is it a close your eyes special?
Didn't the Saints underperform the spread by 21 points?
I don't think so.
What was that? What are you talking about? 33-10.
You're right. I completely overlooked this.
Oh no, wait. So, well, I guess it's close, right? Because
no, I'm right. Yeah, because it was 2.5.
Okay, so yeah,
so 20.
It's right on the edge.
I was questioning all things that were. No, for me, this is it starts as the rest disadvantage, and then what my thoughts then became are, all right. I've a lot of the Chargers players are coming back to practice too. Like DJ Chark's an interesting piece for this passing offense. I don't. This is the one game where maybe I would throw up the lean graphic.
Really?
If I was looking at getting into a new business.
I like the Chargers coming off a loss. I like Harbaugh getting this team up, but I mean that crazy rest thing of a team coming off Thursday night playing a team coming off a Monday night.
Every time it's happened, it's looked horrible for the team on short rest.
So Seahawks versus the Giants, and probably could have even been a bigger blowout, one outright in Seattle. Probably should have won by more if it wasn't for that fluke fumble.
They scored the touchdown, but it turned into a return for a touchdown.
Yeah.
So it's 14-point swing.
And then the Saints versus the Bucks, where things got out of hand there for the Saints in the second half. I think you're going to see it in the second half. If you want to get cute and play a Chargers win first half, Saints win game, I think that could be a potential outcome.
Taysom Hill's back. Let's go.
Taysom Hill is back. He's a huge part of this offense.
He's going to be playing quarterback a bunch, actually.
And I think he's going to be an interesting 2 touchdown.
How many passes does he throw?
I'll say 5.
Yeah, this is going to be an excellent game. Jameis and Taysom Hill throwing passes in the same day in the National Football League.
Trevor pointing out Kamara is a dog. He's playing with the broken bone in his hand. I think they make this a game at the very least. I would just the Chargers, the way their offense is put together, they're not a team that's going to blow out teams. So laying 7.5, and I don't like the Saints normally, but the Saints are going to be in a decent spot. And
I hate the Saints.
One of the only splits that are good for Dennis Allen, coaching splits wise, are when he has extra rest compared to the other head coach. If it's same rest or less rest, he's horrific. But when he has extra rest, he's almost competent.
I noticed you didn't mention the coaching advantage of Dennis Allen over Jim Harbaugh.
Again, that if this was 2 teams coming off Sunday, You might be able to talk me into the 7.5. Even that, I think it's a hair high.
No, yeah. To me, it's this deep into the season, that rest trend is way too strong.
Yeah,
got to be on the Saints plus 7.5. Are you interested in the money line?
Maybe, but I don't know. Chargers off a loss. I think they're going to get up.
But to your point, they might not be a team that can play from behind.
Yeah.
What if they fall behind early?
No, it'll be interesting.
Game number 3 in the late window, 1:25 p.m. on the West Coast. The Bears and the Commanders. Unfortunately, we don't get the big time mega TV matchup. Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams. It seems like Jaden Daniels not going to play. They're saying week to week. The Commander football team Redskins are catching 3 plus 132 on the money line. Bears minus 152. 43 is the total. Bears nice and rested off a bye. Fun trend here, or fact: the Chicago Bears defense has not faced a top 10 or not even top half EPA per play offense. Commanders offense has not faced a top half of the league defense in EPA per play. So both teams are being tested for the first time, and one of those teams has Marcus Mariota playing quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, you got 2 weeks for this Bears.
And by the way, he looks he fucking looked good.
I know he looked good. I'm skeptical as hell. He's going to look good against this Bears defense. And
fucking, what did Kingsbury do in that lab?
No, and
he sold something in Thailand.
I keep waiting for the Kingsbury offense to fall apart. And hats off to them. They've done a great job putting Jaden Daniels in good spots, and Jaden Daniels has played his ass off. You know, a lot of people are talking shit of like, oh, look at these skill guys. They washed up Austin Eckler, washed up Zach Ertz, and their offense is amazing. So hats off to him. I just think going up against his Bears defense, coming off rest, you know, no Jonathan Allen, which means DeAndre Swift. Wait, who's the running back?
For the Bears?
Yeah.
DeAndre Swift.
Roshan Johnson. I don't know.
Herbert.
Yeah, they're going to be able to run the ball against this Redskins defense, and Mariota versus this Bears defense is not a favorable matchup. Not 100%. And you know, Eberflus hasn't been great, but under extended rest, 5-2 ATS. So I think this actually is a nice matchup for them. And we kept waiting for Andy Dalton and that offense to do something against the Redskins defense, which was banged up, which has issues. You can throw on this Redskins defense. So
big step up in talent.
Yeah,
I think Caleb Williams also is starting to,
and I like playing rookies off a bye week.
Get better. Yeah. It seems like he was already starting to develop and do more things at the line of scrimmage. And so, yeah, they weren't asking him to do a lot. And I think, we thought the Panthers were going to have a good matchup in terms of the offensive line, being able to get push in the run game. I'll run back that take with the Bears. They should be able to get some push in the ground game, in my opinion. So,
yeah.
And if they can't, maybe Dan Quinn's working some magic, because we keep saying we're not supposed. Like 4 weeks in a row, we said we got to stop fading the Commanders.
No, we faded them correctly when we took the Ravens, right?
Mariota, just that seems to be he somehow is better when he comes. Him having a week of practice is a negative in my mind. All right. Bears off a bye. I mean, who knew? I think in the offseason we might have even alluded to the fact that this was maybe not a good spot because Eberflus is all right.
No, he's good off a bye.
1:25 p.m. on the West Coast. The Chiefs heading to Las Vegas to take on the Raiders. Sean, Patrick Mahomes circled this game in the offseason when the Raiders used that Kermit the Frog puppet to make fun of his voice. He was born that way. Now 79% of the bets are coming in on the Chiefs as they lay 10 minus 500 on the road here. 41.5 is the total, plus 412 for the Raiders coming back. Chiefs in a back-to-back road spot. They did not look good on the offensive side of the ball.
No, their offense
last
sucks,
week.
which
the
is
defense
crazy.
Looking very good. As far as I saw someone mention the Riddler, Desmond Ridder. off the mat. Gardner Minshew, our savior. I got to be honest. I'm a little disappointed in his performance this year.
No, Ryan, don't loop me in here.
What do you mean?
I was fading the Raiders, and you kept going. You're gonna fade Gardner Minshew? Look at these sweet highlights with his long hair. He's awesome. I go, yeah, they're gonna suck. Antonio Pierce is not a good head coach. Are you kidding me?
I got swooped up by the workout photos and the videos. His hair was flowing.
You know what else is flowing? To me, all my money on the Chiefs. This is
really,
it's 10 points. It's a division
all
game.
of it,
all of it, every dollar.
This Chiefs team, you're fine laying 10 points.
Yeah, because the defense is going to get us some turnovers. Minshew is a turnover machine. I think everyone keeps talking about Mahomes and the revenge angle with Mahomes. You know, even when they asked him about it back in training camp, he goes, "It will get handled when it gets handled." So that's literally him circling that game, ready to unload. And they are probably due for a letdown at some point. I don't think it's going to be against this Raiders team, because not only is it a get up spot for Patrick Mahomes, I think it's in a bigger way. It's a get up spot for the coaching staff, who lost to Antonio Pierce at home. And Antonio Pierce basically got the job because he's like, I figured out the Chiefs. I know how to beat the Chiefs. Yeah, you got 2 defensive touchdowns. If that happens again, the -10 is not going to look good. But let's go back to Patrick Mahomes. He's lost 1 division road game in his career. It was last year at Denver. He was dealing with an illness. It was a crazy game. I don't see that happening again.
Also worth noting that Denver had not brought out a Kermit the Frog puppet.
No.
In that preseason situation.
And DeAndre Hopkins. I think adding him to the offense, whatever they can get out of him, is big.
You think he's going to play a lot?
I think he'll have. I think he'll play a decent amount. Not the entire game, but he'll get involved. I mean, look at Amari Cooper got a touchdown. Devontae Adams was worked in.
I don't think. Yeah, it would be very cute to take the Raiders here. Give me the Chiefs.
Now, maybe. I mean,
I said I was taking the Chiefs back in whenever in August.
Ryan, this is like when we had second thoughts about taking the Jaguars in the back-to-back London.
You're right.
We can't have these game of the year conversations if we're not going to use it to our advantage.
The pick was already made. All right,
come on. Why are we wasting time?
Next up, and for the 3rd week running, we are being forced to watch the Carolina Panthers in the late window, game number 5, as they travel to Denver to play the Broncos. Broncos coming off Thursday night. Sean, Broncos are catching some action. You must be getting some bets in, as 80% of the bets are on the Broncos laying 10 -500. Panthers plus 412 coming back. 41.5 is the total. Listen, I'll let you say what you got to say. Now, I do think it's a fair thing to say out loud. Like, wow, Bo Nix laying 10 points. That's wild.
Okay,
but I don't need to do any of that because the close your eyes special is telling me that I need to back the Panthers. It is unaware that Bryce Young is starting.
Bryce Young 5-13-1 ATS, and I don't even know how he covered those 5 games. He is historic now that Deshaun Watson's out. He's the worst quarterback in the league. The defense is horrible. Sean Payton has extra time to prepare with the rookie, like Bo Nix maybe even taking a little bit of a step up. I thought Bo Nix has looked pretty competent. When he keeps his feet quiet, he can connect down the field, get some passes going. Cortland Sutton got completely blanked in that Thursday night game. That's not going to happen on Sunday. I think he has a big game. I think this Broncos defense, you saw them generate turnovers against Spencer Rattler, got the defensive touchdown. Look for that to happen again against Bryce Young. I mean, this Panthers team, if they had a shot, it would be against a team they could run on. They cannot run on the Denver Broncos. They cannot throw on the Denver Broncos. Patrick Surtain
Jonathan Brooks could be out there.
Jonathan Brooks, a guy coming off a debilitating ACL injury.
Whoa.
Well, why did he not play, Ryan?
Oh, he's recovering from an ACL injury, Sean. No, I have to add that color to it.
This season, or last 9 games, 1-8 straight up, 1-8 ATS. Panthers last 9 games. The only win and cover was when Andy Dalton, they got that backup quarterback bump in Las Vegas. No backup quarterback bump when you bring back the same guy. Although good for me because my underdog entries all of a sudden came back to life. If Bryce Young is going to see
how many more do you
playing
need?
Time, I don't.
One more game.
I think he's. I don't know off the top of my head. How many games
4.
has Bryce Young played?
Oh, 3.
Okay. So I think you need 4, 5, or 6.
Worth
Not
noting,
100%.
the Panthers are 0-2 in the close.
No, he only played 2.
Only 2.
Oh, but he's been in some games, so I don't know what the official ruling is.
Panthers are 0-2 in the close your eyes special spots this year.
Open your eyes, Ryan. Take the Broncos.
There's only been 8 spots. The Panthers have been a quarter of them. Both have been losses. Give me the Panthers.
They're wrecking a perfectly good trend.
Sean, I'm not hitting on. I'm not all of a sudden going to start staying on 16 against a 10. That's stupid. And no, I'm not counting cards. All right, Sunday Night Football.
Zen pointing out Panthers 32nd against the rush, so maybe a good Javonte Williams games there.
Their defense has been bad. That's fair. All these things are fair. It's a close your eyes special.
Okay,
I'm closing my eyes. I mean, everyone's been to college. You just turn the lights out, you figure it out. Dallas, San Francisco, the Niners are pretty banged up. I heard a Niners fan say that for the first time in a long time, they woke up this morning or on Monday morning and felt like they were not going to win the Super Bowl this year. It's like, well, how many of those Super Bowls did you win? Niners -4, -200 here. Plus 176 for the Cowboys coming back, who are catching 80% of the bets right now off Thursday Night Football.
public dogs got fleas, Ryan.
Oh, I hate what we got to do here. I hate what we got to do here.
And you have 49ers off bye. They're looking ahead to the bye.
Yes. Okay.
I don't hate this at all. I like this matchup a ton. The Cowboys are the team coming off the bye. Mike McCarthy, of course, getting called out once again by Jerry Jones. If you're going to beat the 49ers, you got to play really good defense and you got to run the ball, which are 2 of the weaknesses of the Dallas Cowboys. They got no ability to create turnovers. Micah Parsons being out is really whatever kind of defensive mojo they have. That's completely gone. They cannot figure out the
Is he
running
definitely
game.
out?
Okay.
No, I mean, like, he didn't practice today.
Yes,
But I've not. They're kind of at least posturing like maybe he plays.
okay. First Cowboys injury report for Week 8 raises major concerns about Micah Parsons.
No, I know he didn't practice.
Okay.
I agree.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to
play.
argue. I'm just saying, like, I think there's a chance he plays this week.
Okay, I would say he's not playing. That's part of my handicap. I know you're a 49.
Here we go.
A Cowboys fan.
You're like the lean community.
No, if you want to bet the Cowboys, Ryan.
No, I'm just pointing out that there's a chance he plays this week.
Okay, I think he's going to be out, especially with the bye ahead. They're going to hold him out and wait till after the bye. Cowboys are on a sweet 3-8 ATS run. Their kicker got called in for jury duty. One of their best players on the team, Brandon Aubrey, who I don't know.
He's on the case.
I mean, if
It's a felony.
if he somehow doesn't make the game because of jury duty, that would be fucking hilarious.
Also, no, someone's got to tell him. They can't prove you received that envelope.
Yeah,
buddy.
there's no evidence. Throw that in the trash. Shred it.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I'm not taking the Cowboys, but I don't like laying 4 points with this Niners team. They are banged up.
I actually kind of do because it is so gross.
But even
Obviously-
Juwan Jennings is banged up.
Yeah, Kittle banged up.
Like, yeah, everyone's hurt.
But I think the Cowboys defense is so bad, right?
No McCaffrey.
Yeah, he's still obviously out.
All right. Whatever.
Oh no, and sorry. Cowboys are coming off the bye.
Yeah. You might have misspoke talking about Micah Parsons, but
Yes, you're right. The graphic threw me off, but I think this is actually a pretty good spot for the 49ers because no one's going to be on the 49ers. Everyone's going to be on the public dog of the Dallas Cowboys. This is a must-win game for the 49ers. If Brock Purdy cannot throw 3 interceptions, they can win this game. They are for sure a live dog.
maybe you hedge with a little Brock Purdy ladder just in case.
No, not a gardener, Ryan. I'm a podcast host.
All right, Monday Night Football. historic Monday Night Football as the Pittsburgh Steelers are laying a massive 6.5 at home, -268 on the money line, +232 for the Giants. 36 is the total. Hall of Fame game numbers here. Steelers looking to the bye, and there we go. Giants not off. I don't know why. Giants coming off an ass beating, and Russ, I guess, going into game 2 of his trial. Tomlin said he wants his team to know that the quarterback will show. The quarterback needs to show the team what they're made of before they get into that divisional run. I actually kind of like the method, a rare 2 quarterback system. But
yeah, I mean they're not tied to him.
Can you
play the hot hand?
Well, I mean, certainly you would want to favor the younger guy if you're looking at a long-term investment. I think Tomlin's literally, hey, I got a rental car here. I'm going to rev the fucking engine all the way up and just drive out to Vegas. But can you lay 6.5 points with this version of Russ and Mike Tomlin?
And the Giants are a close your eyes special.
I was getting to that.
I mean,
because here's the problem. I don't have a choice. I have to take the Giants. But I laid out all these reasons why you don't have to, Sean, since you're not a true believer.
Dating back to 1992, Ryan, the Steelers are 21-1 straight up in Monday night football games. Let's look on the Giants side. Daniel Jones 1-15 straight up.
Straight up. That's straight up.
And 6-10 ATS at his at night in his career, including 0-8 straight up at home and 1-7 straight up on the road. What worries me is it's going to be like this. It'll be an ugly Bengals Giants type primetime game, and then Tyrone Tracy will break off a run. The Steelers will be up by 13 the entire game. He'll break off some pointless run and he'll score a touchdown, and they'll backdoor this. Is my concern.
Yeah, I would if I was looking to handicap this, the way I would say I would probably say,
and just TJ Watt versus whatever you're doing at left tackle is a mess. I mean, we saw the Eagles. Yeah, the Eagles pass rush had not been looking great. I mean, the Giants offensive line revived multiple guys' careers on the Eagles off that one game. I can't take in good conscience. I cannot take.
Oh, you're jumping over
the New York Giants.
Sean, you made this pick weeks ago. We agreed this was going to be the one game we were going to fade the Steelers.
That was Andrew Thomas injury. Gave me a opportunity.
The other thing, it would be Russ is going to get pressured in this game.
Yeah, that's true.
And so maybe we'll see Russ.
The total set at 36, which is hilarious.
Russ getting pressured.
I mean, the Giants.
Close your eyes special. Giants +6.5.
The Giants are randomly better on the road for whatever reason. I don't understand why.
Could be that field.
Okay.
I mean, make it grass. They're somehow finding a way to make it grass.
What do you mean? Heinz Field is not. Oh, you mean why the Giants are bad at home?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm helping you continue your thought.
All right, Ryan. Time for the lock, dog, and tease. Brought to you by Rhythm. Get your rhythm models going. NFL, college football props, and just launched the new NBA product. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. You always use it when I get my props going. I'm going to be giving out a couple rhythm plays tomorrow on the props episode. Already gave out one for the Thursday night props. Ryan, as far as game sides, I'll tell you what my model really likes: the Philadelphia Eagles.
Really?
Yeah. They say
shocking.
Oh no, sorry. This is you know what?
Oh.
Okay, so yes, Rhythm and both and my model both like this. My model says the Eagles win by -3.6. Rhythm also has it as an outright victory for the Eagles. They have a cover probability at 68% there, 2.5 points. Build your own models. Very easy. You just tweak the sliders. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. Been getting great feedback, honestly, from the listeners. People winning some money, and it is fun being able to build your own model. Really easy. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHM. Get your 7-day free trial today.
Pick my model. Pick Dundee also likes the Eagles.
Okay. Shout out to Pick Dundee.
FYI.
Ryan.
Yes.
Should I go first? I felt like we had a good week when I went first.
I got both locks correct.
Okay.
So feel free to go. Fire when ready.
All right. First lock, Miami Dolphins at home -3.5.
Really? Holy shit.
What's crazy about that?
I was considering locking that up. I did not in a million years did I think you would be on Tua.
Really?
Yeah.
No, this is when you play Tua early in the season at home as a favorite against a
said it
subpar
earlier.
competition.
I thought this was a lock potential. I'm just shocked you follow through.
Okay. Some other locks. Is it crazy to lock up the Chiefs -10?
The way they're playing offense. I mean, I'm not putting the biggest bet of my weekend on the Chiefs. Not this weekend.
Okay. Then give me the Indianapolis Colts +5. That feels like a great spot. They historically make that much more of a game than you would think. So yeah, give me Indy +5. And for my dog, give me some home cooking here on the Los Angeles Rams +130. You know what? Scrap that. My other lock's going to be Denver -10. Fuck the Carolina Panthers. They're horrible. So lock is Broncos -10, Miami -3.5. Dog. Rams win. You know what? And then I'll make. I'll stick with Rams, but I do think Indy's live as well. There's a lot of interesting dogs on this card. Rams +130 for my tease. Okay, don't want to tease. Tease the Bucks up to 8.5. It feels pretty good. Pittsburgh to win -0.5, and then last but not least, give me KC down to 4 just in case. Antonio Pierce kicking that field goal when it hurt their chances to win the game does scare me a little bit off that back door. Oh, Ryan, Britton checking in from the Daily Dog podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network saying, sorry, I'm late. Did you guys have any leans? We got a lean for you, Ryan. Hit it one more time.
All right. I guess we can one more time give out some leans.
So fun. I just checked my X account briefly, Ryan. I asked the lean guy in question because on his website he has listed opinion, strong opinion, and lean, and I asked if he could clarify the difference between those three, and it's a very long message. So excited to jump in that.
I mean, honestly, if you guys want to have fun, hop in. There's some of the trolls.
Feel free. Just keep it. Enrages them to hit them with the Leaning Tower of Pisa gif. It's an all-time hack.
Some of the trolls from when we posted.
I'm giving out free picks, and do I deserve criticism? Yeah, sure. Leans are stupid. What do you want me to say? All right. I went to the Broncos. Just ugly. Kramer, what do you got?
All right. Excuse me. Yeah, that is gross. Laying 10 points above Knicks. How dare you? All right. Lock number 1.
Yep.
Give me the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, okay.
There are four mega whale plays that are happening. 5 mega whale plays that are happening. Probably will be the tail.
It's a baby fucking wheel, man.
Lock number 2. Man, I gotta be on. I think I gotta be on Jameis. Give me Cleveland +9.
Okay.
For my dog, I like the. I really like the Colts +5. Also plus or close to lock potential. But let's make them the money line.
Okay. And what's that? What do you see in the? What was the money line?
+197.
All right.
Very exact.
Like that.
Very exact. Flow chart, right?
Yep.
Tease. I told you that the Tampa Bay +8.5. Great teaser leg.
Spoiled it for the audience.
Jets -1. Danger. Danger.
Drake May gonna win outright.
And now I wasn't fully prepared. We'll go Titans up to 17.5. God help me if that doesn't come in.
Wow, that is a hell of a tease. All right, so for our circa million, we got Buffalo -3, Cleveland +9, Miami -3.5, Denver -10. I think we just keep it simple and put in Indy +5. I also like that. Unless it sounded like you wanted to play the Rams, I'm also down with playing the Rams on Thursday night. I could go either way.
I would say that the 3 plays, I would also put Chicago in the kitty.
Chicago?
Yeah. Indy, I like. Chicago, I like.
Well, I think we should go
Indy.
I think okay. I think we should go Indy or Rams because we both use those as our dogs, and they were close to being locked. So,
yeah.
All right. We got to lean on out of here, but yeah, Buffalo -3, Cleveland +9, Miami -3.5, Denver -10, Indy +5. Nice mix of favorites, dogs, ugly, sharp. Good card, Ryan. Feeling pretty good about the card.
I took, I mixed it up. I threw one of the public sides on the lock.
Oh, look at you!
Put some red meat in the water.
Look at old Square Joe there.
I mean, the more you look at that Bills Seahawks game.
Bills are pretty good. Don't regret locking
Tally
that one
sites
up.
Post those team experts. I'm a Seahawks expert this year.
I feel like I've had a decent handle on them as well. Almost buckled and took the Falcons. I didn't, held strong, took the Seattle.
I locked up the Seahawks almost locked up the Seahawks last week. I'm going against them this week.
Hey, tune into our props episode tomorrow afternoon, 2:00 Pacifics, youtube.com/sportsgaming podcast. Toss us a nice 5 stars on Spotify. Continue to go neck and neck with the big dogs on the Spotify sports podcast chart. Also reminder, still time. If you're watching live, promo code leans 20% off in the merch store. And yeah, keep the war on leans going. Hey, we got these touts running scared. It is comical how shook the industry has been, continuing to shake things up. We also got our VSiN show, 8:00 Pacific, VSiN.com, YouTube TV. If you have YouTube TV, watching NFL Sunday Ticket, put in Sports Gambling Podcast there. Fun 3-hour show, 8 to 11 West Coast time.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, stacking the money green. He's Ryan.
Nice job, Sean
Kramer. Let it ride.